They said the Berlin Wall fell because of freedom. But what if I told you it wasn't planned that way? One mistaken announcement, one panicked crowd, and one night of pure chaos brought down one of the most feared symbols of the Cold War. This is the story of how confusion toppled control and how the people, not politicians, made history. After World War II, the world's victors carved Germany in two. The West, guided by democratic leaders like Konrad Adenauer and backed by the US, Britain, and France. The East, controlled by the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin and later Nikita Khrushchev. In 1961, East German leader Walter Ulbricht gave the order that would divide families for decades. Build the wall. The official reason? To stop Western spies and fascists. The truth? It was to trap East Germans inside their own country. For 28 years, that wall stood, guarded by soldiers ordered to shoot their own citizens if they tried to cross. It became the concrete face of the Cold War. But by the late 1980s, cracks were forming in the communist world. In the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev rose to power, a reformer preaching glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring. He wanted change, freedom of speech, transparency, but his ideas spread faster than he expected, and they inspired a continent. In Poland, Lech Wałęsa and his Solidarity movement defied the system and won. In Hungary, Miklos Nemeth opened the border with Austria, creating a path for East Germans to flee westward. And in East Germany, citizens began to rise. Under the hesitant leadership of Erich Honecker, the regime fought to keep control. But when Honecker was ousted in October 1989, his replacement, Egon Krenz, inherited a nation on the brink of revolt. Crowds filled the streets. The chant grew louder, people shouting, "Wir sind das Volk," or "We are the people." The walls of fear were already cracking. Then came November 9th, 1989, the night a mistake changed the world. East German spokesman Günter Schabowski, tired, unprepared, and confused, walked into a live press conference. In his hands, a memo announcing new travel rules. But here's the twist. No one had told him when they would take effect. Those words, broadcast worldwide, set off a chain reaction no government could stop. Thousands of East Berliners rushed to the checkpoints. Guards called their superiors for orders, but none came. One officer, Harold Jaeger, finally broke ranks and opened the gates, fearing bloodshed if he didn't. And just like that, decades of division crumbled in a single night. East and West Berliners climbed the wall, laughed, cried, and swung hammers against the concrete that once kept them apart. No leader had planned it. Not Gorbachev, not Krenz, not even the West German Chancellor, Helmut Kohl, who rushed to the scene only after the world had already changed. It wasn't politics that brought it down. It was people, their courage, their unity, their exhaustion with fear. That night, Berlin became whole again, and the Cold War began to thaw. A year later, Germany was reunified, guided by leaders like Helmut Kohl and Hans-Dietrich Genscher. Soon after, the Soviet Union collapsed, ending an era defined by fear, propaganda, and walls. But decades later, one question remains. Did the fall of the Berlin Wall truly end division, or just change the way we build it? History isn't always about who built the walls. Sometimes it's about who dares to break them. If this story challenged what you thought you knew, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because here at Smart Kydd Chronicles, we don't just tell history, we question it.